Anti-Afro Svengalis. I want to tie up some loose ends regarding the 9-count indictment on Dumpsey D. Derell Spears. I was not aware that Brianna from the B sector ran a live stream regarding Dumpsey D. Derell's arrest and status. I did hear the live stream where Stargate did come on the next day. Shout out to Stargate for providing a lot of clarity. There are a few more loose ends I want to tie up. One of them involves clarifying the definition of aggravated identity theft. I think that's very important. But I thought it was interesting to hear the perspective of Brianna from the B sector and some others that came onto the panel. And there are some areas that were covered that I want to provide more clarity to so people can understand exactly what's going on and what led to this 9-count indictment. We know Dumpsey D. Derell was being a thief, but the intricacies of how he thought he could get away with what he didn't get away with. So we're going to cover that in just a second, but for now I want you to check out these snippets from the live stream, and I'll come back and make my comments accordingly. Stay tuned and I will return.
Allegedly Derell done got arrested. Like, I was like, damn, like, no, like, that man got arrested. Like, he got to close his practice down, arrested. Like, girl, federal. No, it wasn't money laundering. It was healthcare fraud and aggravated stolen identity, something like that. I almost felt bad for accepting that $4.99. Is they gonna come over here and subpoena me? Do I gotta go down there and testify for accepting money? Like, I just want to know, like, like what's going on? Because I damn took that bit out. Bitch, I spit it, it's gone. Like, so, oh, is Derell Nigerian?
Who said that? Damn.
Oh, forever.
Oh my goodness. I thought it was very interesting. You hear what a great time they're having over there? Talking about Dumpsey D. Derell and his charges and the circumstances surrounding, which leads me to another interesting comment that was made regarding the potential of Dumpsey D. Derell going to prison and the perception of how those of us in this neck of the woods responded to the news.
I don't know if this is sick or not. This is sick, right? Because the way they set up here and they went and they pulled up all this man paperwork. The way and they was just so gleeful. I don't know what happened between them. I don't know what happened between Derell and them. But the way they sounded gleeful about this black man going to jail, I was like, I mean, I understand y'all beef or whatever, but they just sounded like they had the biggest come up.
Okay, so I know what a come up is, but I can't get my head around how it would apply in these circumstances. I guess the best explanation would be the disclaimer that Brianna gave that she doesn't know the history. Fact of the matter is, if there was a come up to be had, it would have been Dumpsey trying to come up on us. He's the one who was in hot pursuit, and he escalated that after Umar Johnson mentioned several names. He called certain names out, and Dumpsey D. Derell's name was not among them. He was the one who had given Umar Johnson $10,000 plus, trying to get Umar Johnson's attention. Then when Umar Johnson decides to speak people's names, his was not among them. Never mind the mentions of us by Umar was in total attack mode. It infuriated Dumpsey even more, but it also encouraged him to see if he can get Umar Johnson's attention by jumping on that bandwagon. Not only that, he paid others to attack us at his behest and attack is a small potatoes word compared to what he actually did to so many people. And he needed the money to be able to pay them to continue to attack us. But his attacks never stuck. He never succeeded at what he was trying to do. He was stealing money before he started attacking us. He started attacking us in late 2017, early 2018, and it escalated when Umar Johnson mentioned our names. According to the licensing board documents in 2021, Dumpsey D. Derell started stealing in 2015. Here it is, folks, right here. I believe the criminal charges cover a much wider range of what's on this document. What did he do? In order to continue to be able to have that influence, he stole money from the feds. And I'm quite sure he stole money from the insurance companies he was billing to. He paid his flunky freaks to attack people, to promulgate his atrocities. There would be no circumstance under which we would ever even envision getting a come up from Dumpsey D. Derell. It's always been obvious that he was stealing money. Something was going on because he spent most of his time on YouTube from his office. How are you spending most of your time on YouTube from your office and claiming that you're making this money? And he lies. He said he had 15 people working for him. That's bullshit, because their addresses would come up in the system. If he is looked up, you would see other people at his address. Guess who's at his address? Work address. Dumpsey D. Derell's wife, the convicted child abuser, who has no legal right. It is actually illegal for her to work in that office. There are no other professionals. He stole the money. He filled out the forms. He hit the button, send, to get the check. He's the one who hijacked Social Security numbers. Dumpsey D. Derell did just that. Trying to sit here and talk about a black man going to prison? Well, Dumpsey D. Derell targeted other black people. So there is absolutely no sympathy. Dumpsey D. Derell deserves to sit his ass in a prison cell. He committed these crimes before, got a slap on the wrist, and here we are. And I'll say this, if I had to put money down on a bet, and Brianna had experienced what so many others in and around the Umar Johnson sector experienced with Dumpsey and his paid flunky freaks, I would put money down that she would want his ass in a prison cell. He just kept stealing the money, and then he transferred it over to other people to continue attacking us once he knew Umar Johnson was never going to pay him any attention. So there can't be a come up. We were never here on YouTube for money making. We were here on YouTube to spread the word about Umar Johnson's wide-ranging fraud and abuse, and we achieved many, many milestones with respect to Umar Johnson, cut off his ability to make money in so many other avenues. But the fold-up body freak who got the most money out of Dumpsey D. Derell than anyone is jumping on Brianna's panel acting like he doesn't know what happened. Why would he want to say anything about it when he got the most money out of everyone combined? Dumpsey D. Derell was supporting the fold-up body freak who screams and cries and whines about needing money all the time, stealing Wi-Fi from businesses, and begging people in the beef sector to refer people to his channel. Please, the biggest fraud there is, stole from the Nigerians, and the nerve to call anybody a liar. But the bottom line is they failed. They did not succeed in what they wanted to do. And now look, what does he have to show for it? Dumpsey D. Derell, a 9-count federal indictment. What does that fold-up body freak have to show for it? Never was able to obtain gainful employment for any sustained period of time, and has a warrant out for his arrest, or warrants, plural. What the hell can anybody in those situations say about anyone else? Anyone else who's law-abiding, who maintains regular gainful employment, who lives on the law-abiding side of life. Nothing. Well, all accounts, just what is repeated in other spaces, there is no different with this fold up body. It's the same thing everywhere. Thank God that is one subject that I never had any interactions with. He just failed to do the same thing that Dumpsey D. Derell paid him to do. When it came to us, we all thrived. None of us suffered based on what their expectations were. Rev G is a professor, for God's sake. What the hell are those bums doing? Dumpsey D. Derell is a bum who lied. He lied and perpetrated with an image, and it failed, and he's ended up under a 9-count indictment. What is a fold-up body freak doing? What has he got after lying on everyone? Continues to have legal processes served upon him. Yes, I heard that he got another stern warning from an attorney because he's harassing somebody in the B sector. And they made sure he got legal notification to do whatever the person said or cease and desist. The same thing with Rev G, the same thing with me. With Rev G, law enforcement got involved and were investigating him for criminal harassment and gave him a very stern warning in writing. You continue harassing this college and our employee, we will take swift and sure criminal and civil action against you. He stopped. Same thing with one of my contractors he was harassing. I'm off doing my thing, helping clients, while he is harassing an agency, calling around everywhere. It was a big agency I was contracted with, making up all these lies, and they told him the same thing. Your claims are fraudulent. There is no complaint. This is harassment. And you call us or contact us one more time, we're going to get the law involved on many levels. And he stopped. So whatever process through the law that I need to use to stop people from engaging in unlawful behavior against me, I'll do that. Not matter anything whatsoever, what race, creed, color, nationality, language speaking ability the subject is. Nobody is going to harass me. Any comments that are negative or perceived to be negative that you hear coming from me about anyone is a response. I don't address or speak on anyone or, quote, come after anyone. It has to be something they're doing. So you best believe I'll select my own timeline and the manner in which or if I decide to respond to anyone. Just because whoever did something how many moons ago, or I didn't respond according to when they wanted to schedule a live stream, doesn't preclude me from responding to whatever I want to respond to or speak on. And if, for example, I decided I want to just talk shit about somebody, that's my constitutional right. Not my style, not something that I do. If you hear me speaking on someone in a negative way or a perceived negative way, it's always going to be due to a response that I am giving as a result of what the subject said. I am not going to spend my time tracking down every single minute claim and lie and slander and bullshit. But if I decide to address something, I just simply decide to address it. I wasn't even in the B sector. What is it, 2 years now? I just now went to the B sector to let them know about Dumpsey D. Derell because he was paying them money. The only subjects that are really going to be at risk, or for all we know, they could have already been interviewed, would be those like Fold Up Body and those in the Umar Johnson sector who Dumpsey D. Derell was literally supporting as if they were minor children, and he stole money to do it. So it doesn't matter what lie that Fold Up Body runs about me. It's the same thing in the B sector as it was in that Umar Johnson sector, which emulates Umar Johnson's behavior. That is why it's called the Umar Johnson sector. That is called the Umar Johnson sector. I'm not part of an Umar Johnson sector and never was. I carved out my own little existence over here to make sure I could get the information out about Umar. We ended up gutting our channels because these thieves kept hijacking our content and getting paid for it. I've never been monetized. I'm not interested in being monetized. They are greedy. They're lazy. They have no talent. As we see what Dumpsey D. Derell did, talentless. He's a talentless hack who found a way to steal money, and he thought it was going to be easy, but it is blown up in his face, and rightfully so. We gutted our pages, put our pages on lockdown. There are a few people in the Umar Johnson sector that I support and rock with. By no means does that make me a part of the Umar Johnson sector, nor do I emulate any of those behaviors that the worst of the worst in that Umar Johnson sector emulate. Just like Umar, thieving ass frauds who were on the take. We ran them off. They can complain all they want about our low numbers. Our numbers are low now because that's the way we want it to be. We don't want them in our space. They're evil, they're wicked, they're abusive. They don't care who they attack. They'll go for your children. They'll slander you. But we have responses that we are going to implement. We are never going to sit back and allow anyone, it doesn't matter if it's a black man, if a black man is being non-law abiding towards us, we're going to report him. We're not going to feel guilty. Guilty about protecting ourselves? Oh my, anyone who's feeling guilty about asserting their rights, there's a serious issue, a very serious issue. That means you deprioritize yourself. You let someone do whatever the hell they want to you because you're also black. Bringing it back specifically to Dumpsey D. Derell. Under what circumstance could I ever imagine feeling bad that Dumpsey D. Derell sat in a prison cell because he committed a crime? I'm supposed to feel bad for someone who committed a crime, made a conscious choice to commit multiple crimes. He gets extra sympathy or special sympathy because he's black? No. I don't have sympathy for anyone who consciously decides to perpetrate criminal behavior on innocent people. I think it's even worse that he targeted his own because he thought that he would be able to get away with it. That's the thing that's egregious. Affinity fraud. Dumpsey D. Derell took advantage of his own people and thought he was going to prevail because they're black. So I'm not going to turn around and give him any sort of privilege or feel he deserves special treatment because his ass very well may be sitting in a prison cell in short order rather than long order. He did what he did. No one told him to do it. He's not going to get any special treatment or consideration from me. Whoever wants to give him special consideration, that is on them. They're able to do that. Anyone who puts me on the receiving end of a crime, I want my rights fully asserted, 100%. I am not going to relinquish a single right to anybody who's perpetrated a crime against me. That is unwavering. Get a mitigator from whoever you want to get a mitigator from. I'm not mitigating anybody's criminal offenses perpetrated upon me or anyone I care about. That's the beauty of this country. That's the beauty of life. We all get to hold our own positions. And I am holding fast and strong to mine. Since the video's running long, I am going to put up another video about aggravated identity theft because there were some questions that were answered in part, but I want to have some more clarity put out there. Absolutely more coming. In the meantime, buyer beware.